you're not in an artificial environment putting typicals, neurotypicals together with him, okay? That's one thing I would say. One other quick thing, and then Sonny, you can go. In terms of what we're talking about sort of being ready, just having to be ready. I had tried that, the thing about putting Aaron together, and it didn't work at all. Aaron was a super senior in high school, okay? So he'd had an extra year in high school. And one weekend, there had been a seminar. We had already, there were 2 autism support programs at Marshall University called CP-SAS, College Program for Students with Asperger's Syndrome, and University of Alabama, which was patterning its program on Marshall. Aaron had already interviewed with both those programs. And in January, there was a seminar, and there was this couple who talked about that it wasn't healthy to be lonely, that it was that it was not good for your health. And when my husband and I wanted something for Aaron to move forward, we would always focus on what grabbed his attention. His health was very important to him. Well, that spoke to him. Up until, that was on a Sunday, up until that Sunday, we're talking super senior in high school. Aaron didn't eat lunch in the cafeteria. He always ate lunch in a separate room, because it was too much noise, too much stimulation, too much all of this. He'd never joined an after-school program, etc. He came home from that program, and he said to me, "Mom, I want to make friends." So going back to the point, I want to make friends. And after that, that was the week he began eating in the cafeteria. I just get chills thinking about it. Eating in the cafeteria, and he joined after-school activities. We called both programs. He re-interviewed. Aaron was the #1 choice of both programs to be admitted, and he was admitted to both of them. But that's another story. The only point is, you can put a lot of energy into the trying to put the square peg in the round hole. But I think that if you do that, what I'm talking about, find an activity where there is a commonality. It may not still work, but that's going to up your chances.
I also want to include one other part. Then it'll be your turn for second part. Sorry.
Sorry, Sonny.
You'll get used to it. Don't worry. One other aspect, what my mom and I did not touch on is when I was 10, we had gotten a companion dog. I'm going to use the word companion dog, which people with autism bond incredibly well with Labrador retrievers and other dogs, it seems. And in my desire to bond well with Letty, I learned better vocabulary to understand the commands that the dog would understand. I was still a terrible problem child. Oh my God, that behavior. But I learned better at trying to control my emotion. So, because dogs follow calm people. And the dog also provides opportunities for me as a child to get out of the house, do activities, whether it be exercise or being around other people. Because how many hours can a person spend with other people talking about dogs? 3, 4? Even as a child. A child with 3rd grade vocabulary can still do so much regarding dogs. And the possibility of volunteering with dogs or doing activities with dogs can bring a child together with other children. It doesn't matter if the dog was big or small. But the possibility of the dog aspect, man and women's best friends, because you know dogs will definitely not turn their back on you. I'm sorry. But that is, I would like to make that point. Now, Sonny, you have the floor.
Thank you. Okay. I'm so thankful that I had my friend Sarah, my childhood friend Sarah. We spent many years together, smiling together, laughing together, crying together. Yes, fighting. Like we were practically like sisters. Now, during my teenage years, I was in youth group at church, and trying to make friends did not work because a teenager on the autism spectrum, during the teenage years, I was going through my awkward phase, and being autistic made that even more awkward. And so, these neurotypical girls tried to get me to mingle with them, and I would, head toward the bathroom door instead. So,
You're doing fine.
I have a pet dog named Jack. He's 11 years old now, so I've had him since I was 8. And he's, when I need to interact with my dog, he's right there. I get to, I can pet him. He's really sweet and cuddly. And, when I turned 18, I said that I need to have friends, and now I will do anything it takes to make friends. And I find it helpful to have other people, friends who are on the spectrum. Last year, I went to a panel of other autistic self-advocates and realized that they were my people. On the panel that was last spring is where me and Aaron met for the first time. We shared common interests. Aaron will tell you, Cards Against Humanity. With a show of hands, who else plays Cards Against Humanity? Woo! I wasn't expecting that. Anyways.
My name is Alejandra. I have a 3-year-old, 3 and 8 months year old. He's severely autistic. He's, I'd say, minimally verbal. He has some words that are not functional 99% of the time. He is extremely smart. I know he cannot say a lot of things. I think he might have a Brexit speech as well. I'm almost the only one that can figure out what he can say, but I know he's very smart. He shows me here and there. He has amazing memory. He learned his numbers from 1 to 10 in 5 different languages, the ABCs in 3 languages.
Congratulations.
Wow, thank you. And so I feel like he's starting to come out. We're doing intense ABA, and we're also sensory friendly with him.
How old is he?
He's 3 and 8 months. And I am amazed because his grandfather knows Japanese, so he learned the numbers in Japanese, but if I've forgotten to practice the numbers in 3 months, we go back and he tells me the numbers. So he's not forgetting what he learned.
When he grows up, I want to take him under my wing.
I want you to meet him, all of you. So my question for you is, I know my child is in there, he doesn't look like he is in there. He's severely autistic, a lot of stimming.
Mother's intuition, we can tell.
Thank you. But I know he's 100% there. That's my belief. All children in the spectrum are there. Even those are misdiagnosed with mental retardation.
We say
which
developmental challenge.
Yes.
The word mental retardation has been taboo nowadays.
Okay. Well, those that still hold that diagnosis, you're correct. I agree with you. I don't believe that's the case. That's just my belief. I believe the child isn't there. So, when did you become aware that you had all this knowledge inside of you going on? You want to tell your mom that you're hungry, but you can't. When did you realize? When was the moment that you realized? Oh, I'm this way. I want to communicate, but I can't. It's so frustrating that I'm just gonna stim. When did you become aware?
I only realized it actually, although I've been struggling with communication skills as a child. I didn't realize that I actually,
I'm
aww,
listening. She's just in the corner and I can see her, but I'm listening.
kids are curious. I was not aware that it was an actual challenge until my parents revealed it to me around the age of 10. What about you girls?
For me, I knew that it was a challenge since I was 3. Cause like I said, I couldn't really speak till I was 4. Like, see, one day I was in a doctor's office flipping the lights on and off, and I wanted to communicate like what they were doing, but I couldn't. And sometimes like I knew something when I needed when I needed X, whatever it was. I wanted to say it, but I couldn't. So I think I was more articulate in my head, but it would not come out. It's like it like focusing so hard, but you know, when it comes to communication, it's just really. I'm glad I didn't have to wait till much later when I was 4 to be able to speak my mind, as my mom will, as my mom might be happy to point out.
Of course. Mimi, what about you? When did you learn that you were on the spectrum?
I became aware of my autism since I was in middle school because autism makes me different from everybody else due to the fact that I had to learn social skills which did not come naturally to me. As I improved my social skills over time, I was able to make friends and hang out with them regularly. And I've come really far nowadays that I've overcome the obstacle of wanting to be in my own world like most autistics do, into wanting to be out in the real world with all my friends on a regular basis.
Autistic and neurotypical, correct?
With both autistic and neurotypical friends.
Mimi has taken incredible steps towards trying to bridge the two worlds and has, out of many of us, made some of the most impressive strides in having regular friends, neurotypical friends, that this girl can do a girls' night out at, and she's the host.
Kind of like me and my friends.
Yes. What was the first point? Did your parents help you realize? When did you first understand what autism was? Was the question as well.
At first I heard of the word autism because I was told that I have it.
And when was that?
Do you remember how old you were?
I was maybe elementary school.
Elementary, when you changed schools?
Yeah.
Does that answer most of your questions?
Yeah, so I just wanted your opinion on when do you think is the best time to tell you guys, like our children that have in the spectrum, tell you, even if my child can talk, but I think he can understand. So I don't know when is the best time to tell them.
I don't think it's the best time now. There's children
Probably won't
take,
understand.
he won't understand, but even as he develops, I would definitely not recommend doing it before 10, especially if the child struggles. Self-esteem can be a very fragile thing.
And that's generally what is developmentally recommended. In fact, it's interesting you say that, but that's at least what the guidelines were at that time. There's a
Try-
difference.
What I would recommend is try your best to get your little munchkin with maybe a pet that can help him learn learn communication skills, a community.